Title: Willy Widget's Adventures in Accessibility with Disability Dog, brackets, tripod. Tripod is spelt tripod, with a W as in a dog's paw. Words by Amble, Skuse. Art by Joff Winterhart. Funded by DMLab. Note: disability in this comic includes deaf and neurodivergence. Frame 1. A young brown man, Willy Widget, sits at a computer typing. Next to him are bits of cable and a soldering iron. Sleeping below him is Disability Dog, a 3-legged golden labrador. Caption: Willy Widget is really into making devices, coding and soldering, and is coming up with new ideas for things to make. Willy says, "Hey!" and Disability Dog wakes up with a start. Frame 2. A light bulb appears above Willy Widget's head and he continues, "This would be great for disabled people." Disability Dog stands up and replies, hang on a minute." Frame 3. Willy turns to Disability Dog and exclaims, "Wow, you can speak! You've never spoken before." "Well, I haven't needed to before, but this is important," Disability Dog replies. Frame 4. Willy and Disability Dog stand next to a group of 4 people. One person is a wheelchair user, another is stimming by wiggling their hands, the next person wears dark glasses and holds a white cane in one hand and the lead of the service dog in the other, and the final person is sitting on a chair. Disability Dog is pointing to the group with his front paw. He says, "Before you embark on this project, you need to understand a bit more about disability. Disabled people are unique and complex humans. Nothing is just great for disabled people, and some disabilities are invisible." The stimming person says, "Like my autism." "Or my chronic illness," adds the person sitting on a chair. Frame 5. Disability Dog points to a white roller blind with text on it. He says, "The first thing to understand is the social model." Text on the blind. The social model of disability says that people aren't disabled by their bodies or their minds. Instead, they're disabled by barriers in society, like buildings without lifts, prejudiced attitudes, or unfair rules. These barriers are what truly creates disability. Because society creates these barriers, it's society's job to remove them. Frame 6. A close-up of Willy and Disability Dog. Willy asks, "But what does that mean for me as a maker?" Frame 7. Disability Dog points beyond the edge of the comic frame and says, "Well, there are 2 approaches that you need to understand." Page 1 ends here and a note says, "Please turn over." Page 2 of 2. Frame 1. Willy looks across at Disability Dog, who is standing on his hind legs next to a person with a roll-to mobility aid and a wheelchair user. "Firstly, it's not our bodies which are the problem," explains Disability Dog. The person with the rollator continues, "More the way the world has been designed." "Like these steps," adds the wheelchair user, pointing to some steps in front of them. Frame 2. Disability Dog stands at the top of a ramp. Coming up the ramp is a dachshund dog, who has a harness with wheels in place of his back legs. Disability Dog explains, "A ramp is not just for disabled people. It's great for parents with prams, older people, delivery people with heavy boxes, people with luggage, little kids, and even my dachshund friend here, Alan." Alan says, "Ramps rule." Frame 3. Disability Dog pulls down a roller blind and announces, "This is known as universal design." Text on the blind. Universal design means creating things like products, spaces, or experiences to be usable by as many people as possible, right from the start, without needing special adaptations. Frame 4. Disability Dog is holding a clipboard and has a pen in his mouth. He is looking at a powered wheelchair user. Behind him, a cat is pointing at a scratching post, with DD written in diamonds on top of it. Disability Dog explains, sometimes things have to be very specific for the person you're making it for. So the second approach is that we work with people to find out exactly what they want. This means that we don't give them something they don't need just because we thought it was a good idea. The cat asks sheepishly, like at Christmas when I gave you this diamond-encrusted personalised scratching post. Yes, exactly, sighs Disability Dog. Frame 5. Disability Dog pulls down another roller blind and announces, "Behold, codesign!" Text on the blind. Instead of experts designing something for others, codesign brings users and creators together to share ideas and make decisions together, ensuring the final result meets everyone's needs. Frame 6. Disability Dog holds a pointer in his front paw and points it towards a wheelchair user with a laptop on her lap. He says, and once you start talking to people, you see that disabled people have incredible knowledge and skills. Text around the wheelchair user. Creativity, community building, problem solving, communication skills, challenging stereotypes, specialist knowledge, unique perspective, advocacy, navigating uncertainty, interesting life experiences. Frame 7. Disability Dog pulls down a roller blind and explains, also known as disability gain. Text on the blind. Disability gain flips the script by focusing on the unique strengths, perspectives, and advantages that can come from being disabled, instead of seeing disability only as a loss or a lack. Frame 8. A close-up of Willy Widget holding his phone. So, the best thing to do is meet the community and work to their brief, he asks. Disability Dog nods at him. Frame 9. Willy pulls on his coat, slings his laptop bag over his shoulder and starts walking. Well, better get out there, listen to people and find out for myself, he says. Yes, the walkies, says Disability Dog, jumping around with his lead in his mouth. The end. To find out more about disability concepts, visit ambleskuse.net/disability dog. That's AMBLESKUSE.net/disability dog.